I am very excited for the lineup today at the Elevate series. We get to kick off with Joel Comm, who is literally one of my all-time favorite people in the universe. Yeah, totally. And then in a 30 minutes time, we're going to continue the live stream, but switch out to Jen Kem, is how some people know her, Jennifer Kem, brand and business futurist coming in. But Joel is quite a futurist himself. And Joel, I tell people about you all the time. And
look, we're streaming here. Sorry.
I tell people about you all the time, but it's like, how do you describe who Joel Comm is? Because you are like you're a little bit of everything. You're the guy who has like flying monkeys going across the screen. You're the developer of one of the most popular apps of all time. Right?
Yeah.
The ka-ching button innovator.
Did you not want to say I fart? I mean, you can say I fart.
I thought you were going to say it. In fact, I was half thinking maybe you'd pull it out. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. With Joel, you really have to be ready for anything. And I am. I've had my coffee. Cheers to you. But New York Times bestselling author, has written multiple books. You can check him out at joelcomm.com, COMM. I'm just going to pull up your screen here so you guys can check him out. But I wanted to have Joel into the Elevate series because Joel is quite the predictor. He's a futurist. He's creative. He sees trends and patterns. Joel has a huge heart. He also has a lot of fun. He's extremely intelligent and wise. And I am just dying to know, Joel, I don't even know what's going to come out of your mouth, but I know, like, I have been so excited about this. What are you thinking about this particular time that we are faced with, this economic crisis?
Well, I mean, it's not just an economic crisis, right? The tests here go way beyond economic. There's a bit of social engineering that's taking place. It's kind of a big experiment in how well we get along with one another, how compliant we can be to government requests. There's some positive things that I see as a result, and some really scary things that are happening as well. My overall feeling is that this will pass and we're going to be okay, except for the people that aren't. But I don't think the numbers are going to be any more than what we see from a typical, flu season. I think that there is an overreaction taking place right now. And I think it's really hard for business people, especially those in service businesses.
Like me.
Yeah. Well,
we all have a lot of service-based businesses, especially like brick and mortars, though.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking restaurants and bars, right? They're closed. They're not doing business. I mean, yes, they can sell food and get deliveries via DoorDash and stuff, which I haven't tried yet since this has started. But waiters and waitresses, and they live on their tips. Right. The hotel industry, if people aren't traveling and rooms are empty, the airline industry, if people aren't flying, there's the trickle down impact for this is going to last for years. Yeah,
I agree. I want to pause for a moment to say welcome to those of you who are viewing. This Elevate series is it's critical. And in order for it to be successful, we really need you to be all in as a viewer. The way to do that is, number one, by starting a watch party. That's what Joel was doing at the very beginning of the live stream. The bottom right-hand corner, click Start Watch Party so that we can help get this message out. The whole purpose of the Elevate series is to, number one, donate. We are encouraging you to make donations to COVID and economic relief organizations. My team is placing one resource right now in the comment feed, COVID-19responsefund.org. You'll see some information below about why we chose that to feature them today. So that's number one. Number two, though, is that there's a lot of hysteria happening online right now. I felt compelled as a leader to bring together some of the most brilliant minds that I know to try to educate you as to what we should be thinking and doing right now. This is a series that's going to go on for 2 weeks. To get notified, be sure to like the NGNG Facebook page. And the following tab, click to see us first so you can catch replays as well. So Joel, one thing is that as business owners are kind of in this state of, what do I do? Whether you have a brick and mortar business, you're an online business, maybe you're an employee of a corporation, maybe you've been quarantined, you're trying to figure out how to make money online. I think that the big thing is that people just need to get creative right now. What are some things that you can advise people to do in order to kind of transition into the online space? How would I go about building a business, getting my message out? Like, what are some things that I should be thinking about during this time?
Okay, so the first thing I want to say actually is just to rewind a little bit and say
Right.
this is, for many years, a lot of us have been banging the drum for diversifying your income, right?
Yeah.
If we know one thing for certain about our lives in this world that we live in, it's that nothing is certain. Absolutely nothing is certain. It's true what they say, death and taxes. Those are the only things we're certain of. And you can try to run from taxes. You can't run from death. It's going to, eventually we all get there. So there are no certainties. And having contingency plans, when I see that so many Americans are living month to month,
I know.
right, and they're living as though how things are right now, that whatever money they have right now they're always going to have. That's never how things work. And you and I, having been in business for so long, know that just because things are good right now, you can't just go, oh, things are great, they're always going to be great. I'm going to go buy a big house and a boat.
No.
No, you always have to be wise
Mhm.
and be prepared for contingencies,
Mhm.
which is why you hear about people who will drive their businesses into the ground, or they'll bankrupt themselves because in fat times they'll go buy all this stuff, and then lean times hit and they have to sell it all, right? Never go into the red. Always stay in the black with your money, that you've got something put aside. Now, that said, if you haven't diversified, the first thing is, don't go into panic mode. There is absolutely zero benefit to panicking. It will drain you
Yes.
emotionally, it will drain you
Yes.
financially, it will drain you physically,
Yep.
mentally, it will steal everything from you.
True.
I think it's important to have perspective when times like this happen. You see the people running to the store, filling their carts with toilet paper. These are eh, people that are lacking emotional intelligence. Okay, these are people that are panicking. They don't understand that, hey, guess what? The stores aren't going to close. Our supply chains aren't affected by the virus. You're going to be able to go to the grocery store, and the shelves are going to be stocked again. Even if we go on lockdown, there's going to be exceptions to go get food and medication. The pharmacies aren't going to close, and you don't need that much toilet paper.
I have friends that like literally they were kind of poo-pooing the toilet paper thing. They're like, I'm not, actually no pun intended on that one. But now they literally can't find toilet paper and they
But you
ran out. What
will.
are they gonna do?
You will, and if and they'll restock. The supply chain is not going to stop. The deliveries are going to continue. I mean, we're not shutting down the whole country. We're just trying to have social distancing. So don't
Good
panic.
distinction. Yeah.
It will not serve you in any way, shape, or form to panic. Instead, take a deep breath.
Feels good to breathe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it feels like to not breathe. I would imagine at first it's scary and then it doesn't matter anymore. Uh, uh, hug somebody,
Oh,
right? Go ahead and
well, yeah.
express your fears. And this scares me because,
Yes.
be heard, listen to somebody else, and then go, all right. So this is reality right now. This too will pass. Just like this time where, it was milk and honey and everything was flowing positive, that passed. And now we're here. This too will pass. If we know anything about time, it doesn't stop. It marches on. We continue to evolve or devolve, but we're moving one direction or the other. And this will pass and we will get through it. So, what do you need to do to get through it? Well, first, keep your head about you and don't panic. I'm super chill about the whole thing. I have concerns, there's definitely things to be concerned about. My parents are aging. I
Mhm.
certainly want them to be safe and not get hit by the virus. I don't want this to be the thing that takes them. Certainly not now. We want our family to stick around. But I feel like we have a bit of an overreaction. I understand being overly cautious. Okay, fine. This is what we're doing, but don't panic. Now when we move to the business angle of it, well, I know one thing that's still happening and will happen increasingly. Online business is not going to go away. You know what I'm doing right now? I am auctioning off my vintage software collection on eBay.
Really?
Yep.
I'm writing down all these questions I have for you. So that's one of the things that you're doing. That's really
What do
interesting.
you have? What do you have that somebody else would want that you can sell online? I mean, it's becoming my full-time job here. Now, as a podcaster, I don't have to leave my place anyway. So my lifestyle isn't
And he has a
particularly
beautiful place overlooking downtown Denver and the mountains. I mean, that view that you see behind him right now
it's kind of
is
like that. That's
kind of like
behind
that.
me.
Yeah,
Although it's really cloudy today and cold. And
it is very cold
I don't know
today.
what the deal is. That we had fake spring here for a
I
week
know. It was
and
so
now
nice.
it's back to real winter. And then we'll have another fake spring, and then it'll snow again,
Yeah.
and then another fake spring, and it'll snow and melt again, and then we'll have a real spring. By then it'll be summer. Uh, so anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Look around your place. This is a good time to get rid of stuff. To go, what don't I need? Go through your things. Do you have anything collectible? Anything people would want? Now you would think that just because the economy is facing tough times, that people aren't going to spend money. But here's the deal: they're used to spending money on things, and they're home and they have nothing to do. They're going
Mhm,
to be online shopping. They're going to
mhm.
be on Amazon buying stuff, maybe stuff they don't need, and they're going to be on eBay. I would love to see the traffic reports for eBay right now. I
Oh my
have a
gosh.
hunch that it's up. And fortunately, they banned the sale of hand sanitizers and face masks and toilet paper because I saw one completed auction for a 12-ounce bottle of Purell that went for $100.
They're selling that stuff for $1,000 on Craigslist. It's absurd.
That's evil. Okay,
It's
if you're that
evil.
person, you're a horrible person.
Yes, no
And
kidding.
I don't know if I believe in the actual karma or not, but I do believe that what goes around comes around, and there's going to be a time that you're going to be on the short end of that stick, and you'll have deserved it.
I agree. And this is a good segue to a question that I think is really important because there are people in my circles that they have online service-based businesses that can actually help people during this time, but they are not marketing, they're not promoting themselves because they think it's evil and like it's taking advantage of people. So there is an argument that like, well, people need our services. Like people are going to need websites, they're still going to be
Sure.
launching books, they still need marketing support. But on the other hand, you don't want to look like a shark either. So what's your impression of how we balance that?
Well, do business. People still have needs and wants and desires and hopes and dreams and fears, right? I mean, people still need what people want. There's in the investing world, Warren Buffett is famously quoted when referring to the stock markets and investing is be fearful when other people are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful, right? So when you see everybody buying, that's when you should go, whoa, slow your roll. And anybody who saw the direction the market was going, to invest in the stock market recently as we're approaching $30,000, whoa. And when people are panicking, that's an opportunity. Okay. So right now, people are panicking. I'm not saying exploit them. I'm saying see that since this will pass, this is a great time to lay the foundation for getting your name and your brand out there, especially in the online world. This is a great time to be doing live video. I mean, you're a perfect example of this, right? Yes, this is a beautiful philanthropic thing you're doing, but at the same time, you're building your brand, you're being wise, you're providing value to the world, and at the same time, you're getting people to like your Facebook page, you're building awareness of who you are and what you're about. So as this does pass, you've built new fans. I mean, you are demonstrating it. All I got to do is point at you, Amber, to say, do this. Now, don't do exactly what Amber's doing. Find your own mode.
Mm.
What is your reason to be, and put your message out there. But people don't have their normal day about them. That means that getting on Facebook Live, getting on Periscope, doing webinars, about whatever your expertise is, and building know, like, and trust. You have a more captive audience now than you've ever had, frankly, because they're not doing
Yeah.
what they're usually doing. They're going to turn to the online world. They're going to turn to Netflix and chilling, and they're going to get bored of that, hopefully. And then they're going to be looking for solutions. And so
Mhm.
think about, what is my business and my brand, or what is the thing that, now that I'm stuck at home, that I'd like to talk about, or I'd like to experiment with, but I haven't had the time with because I'm working the 9 to 5. And put yourself out there, start talking about it. You don't even need a fancy web page. All you got to do is go
Yeah.
live on Facebook and Periscope and start talking about that thing, and see who engages, and then talk about that thing some more, and then do it again and again. I mean, when we look at Gary Vee as an example, Wine Library TV, he did like 1,000 shows before the thing really took off. Just got online and talked about wine and his passion for wine and all things wine.
Mhm.
And then, boom, it blew up. What are you passionate about? What do you really want to do? What do you really want to talk about? What do you want people to know? What value do you have to add to the world? What question am I going to ask next?
I love this. Gosh, there's so much I want to add too and ask you. But I know that when something like this unfolds, a lot of people freeze. They pause because they don't know what to do. And just like I kicked off with yesterday, the piece that gets me sometimes is just wanting to feel like I'm making the right decision, that I'm doing the right thing in the moment.
Good luck with that.
And yeah, I know. And so, though, I feel like the wrong thing to do is to be inactive and just wait,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
I
Do
love what you
something.
said. I love what you said about just pick a passion, go live, see what happens. I've actually just yesterday we kicked off the Elevate series. I've had 6 speakers already come in messaging me just within a few hours after saying, I want to be on board. I want to be a part of your Elevate series. Can I be a speaker? Well, there's only so much of this that I can personally do. We do have some of the other speakers on our panel who are going to come in and co-host as well. But one of the things that I have been putting in motion is an ambassador kind of program for the Elevate series. So if
Mhm.
you feel like you are really passionate about this concept, where you just want to open up the dialogue about what you're feeling during this time on the planet, how people in your community can behave, how you can positively impact and inspire them, and then also encourage people to donate to relief organizations if you choose to, then I'm actually within 24 hours going to build an ambassador program where you can have our branding. I'll give you an agenda and I'll give you the information on how to go live by yourself through your platform. And also, you can be inviting other colleagues in your community that you can interview them in the way that I'm interviewing Joel. And it's just an extension so that we have the greatest reach possible for goodness. So, message me privately on Facebook if you're interested in that, because I just want to help more people. And it feels good during this time to just focus on value and giving and connection and pivoting quickly, getting creative. I found that this is a great distraction for me because otherwise, what I'd be sitting
What are
here
you going to do with yourself?
totally paranoid.
Can I interrupt you and talk about that for a
Well,
moment? Because what you
yeah,
said is try something. Hindsight is the thing that we all lack until whatever that thing is we did is in the past, and we have hindsight. But when you're doing stuff, you don't know how it's going to go. You have hopes, you have some goals that you want to reach and accomplish, but you're not going to know until you try. And so don't let fear stop
totally.
you from trying something.
Thank
Do
you.
something, take a risk. What is the worst thing that happens? right? You're not gonna, it's Corona not gonna get you, right? If you're trying something in the midst of your home by yourself, um, try stuff. Be
And
willing to
stick with
fail.
it, right? Like, don't just go live and say, "Oh, only 2 people watched me. I guess I suck at this." Like, do it 6, 7 times. He just said Gary V 1,000 shows. Like,
Yeah.
it takes time to build that
And
traction.
even if you do suck at it, you'll get better.
Totally.
And the real question is this is do you like doing it? Are you having fun? Is this something that really resonates? If you're just doing something just to figure out, oh, I got to make money. If you're panicking, that's panic mode again, and
Mm.
going, I got to do this because I got to make money. And then it's not working. Guess what? You're just going to get frustrated, and then you're still not going to have the success you're looking for unless you stumble into it, accidentally. And so chill and enjoy the process. This is an opportunity to express yourself. This is an opportunity to take some risk. It's a great opportunity to fail, but the more things you try, the more likely you are to stumble across something that's like, hey, not only do I like this a lot, but people are resonating with it and they're responding to me. I think I want to do this some more. And don't be thinking in terms of where's the profit? Where's the money right
No,
now?
no,
You got to plant the seeds. You got to put it
no.
out there. And if you know this very well, Amber, because we've talked about the fun formula before, that my greatest successes have not come from planning and masterminding this great project. They've come just from trying things, and because it comes from my heart, it resonates with the right people at the right time. And you don't know who those people are. You can't pick the timing. You just have to put it out there, and don't be afraid to do that. See this as an opportunity.
Yes. Guys, please follow Joel Comm everywhere. I mean, seriously, I think you're quickly seeing why he's one of my favorite people. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a bunch of
Favorite
people
people
behind me.
in the universe. Seriously, I could just talk with you forever. Joel and I
Well,
have
you'd
had,
get sick of me eventually.
I don't know, man. We've had some amazing conversations in our history and so many more to come. But definitely go check out his website, buy his books, check him out on social media. Um, he is a lot of fun and he's always doing something new and interesting. And he just expands your awareness, your perspective on so many different areas.
I'm glad you went to awareness and perspective, because when you said he expands, I looked at my belly. Now that I'm at home, I'm eating. I'm eating more. So
Love it. Okay, so we have more time. I want to know what else is on your heart? What's on your mind? What should we be doing? What have you been doing? How do we respond? There's got to be
well,
more.
again, what I've been doing, and I'm very focused on, is unloading things in my life that I don't need anymore. Now, you could take that from a metaphorical position. I'm talking physically. There's stuff that I've had and I've been through this before. I've downsized before. I'm downsizing again. I want to really minimize the stuff around me. I've had the 6,000 square foot home. I now live in a 1,200 square foot apartment. That
It's
home was full too. And I kept downsizing. And now I look at the things I've collected throughout my life. And for me, that's vintage software, comic books, other odds and ends, collectibles, and going,
people are always sending you stuff too. The latest inventions. You got a robot in your house and all
not
kinds
anymore. I sold it.
of
It's gone. It's in
wow.
California now,
Mm.
and got a good buck for it too. Get rid of things you don't want. So it's either valuable to somebody else and you can sell it. eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace is great for local stuff. I've sold several things using Facebook Marketplace for the first time this past month. Really responsive. And if it doesn't sell, then put it in a pile to donate. Or if there's somebody that you think they would enjoy it, send it to them. But otherwise, make the pile to donate and get rid. What's the word I'm looking for? Not minimize. Help me out. My brain isn't.
Um, it's
De-
like downsizing.
yeah,
It's
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 decluttering.
decluttering, right? It's
Um,
the tidying up, Marie
yeah,
Kondo. It's like, does this bring me joy? Does it make me feel good? No, then why am I hanging on to it? I actually
exactly.
have several colleagues posting on Facebook that they've been clearing out closets. They've been spending more time with their kids. They've been doing things that they normally wouldn't be getting caught up in the day-to-day rush of society even just a week ago. So there are positives coming out of it for sure. You pulling up Marie Kondo right now?
No, actually, somebody typed on my page that there was no sound, and so I clicked. I'm like, "There's sound. I hear." He probably was like me, didn't have his speaker on. By the way, Erin Sell chimed in, says she loves your St. Patrick's Day spirit. She saw
Yeah, thanks,
your
Erin. You're
suspenders.
so sweet.
At
Freaking
top
love
of the
her.
morning to y'all, and kiss the Blarney Stone,
I
woman.
had to do it. You know what? Because life goes on. You got to have fun. I made Clay these like blueberry heart-shaped pancakes today, and we're singing and dancing, and we made a
Did you
like
do a
this.
jig? Did you dance a jig?
No, shame on me. I'm going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
Totally. We're going to have some fun.
A little river dance.
Because, you know, I'm very sensitive to what Clay's experience must be at 3 years old, hearing everybody like, wash your hands, and drama and chaos. And it's like, I don't want that to become who he is. So I'm trying to like keep things lighthearted and fun, keep routine going.
I'll tell you what, and I think that's great. This whole wash your hands thing. Anybody who knows me knows that for years I've wanted to start a hashtag wash your damn hands campaign, because it is one of my biggest pet peeves, especially when you travel as much as I do, to be in the airports and walking in there and seeing guys go in, do their business, handle their junk, and then walk out without washing their hands, knowing that they're going to go kiss their wife or their girlfriend or pick up their kids or shake the hand of a business associate and just spread their disgustingness. If that's you, I'm talking to you. You are behaving disgusting. Wash your damn hands. Regularly wash your hands. And it's not hard to do. And I love that we're now, at least one of the benefits of this is becoming more conscious. I'm done shaking hands for good. I've started fist bumping.
Fist bumps. Yeah, totally.
And some are doing, some guy yesterday elbow bumped me. I'm like, I don't like the elbow bump. I'm good with the fist bump. Because look, I'm not a cat. We're not cats that are licking our paws. So I'm not worried about germs here. This is where it's going on. So I'm good with the fist bump. But I'm done shaking hands for good, because I've seen too much, and I know women are probably just as bad.
Not this woman, man. I wash my hands arguably too much.
But tell me, you haven't been in a public restroom and seen stuff that makes you go, ugh.
Yeah, totally, constantly. It's strange. Like it just feels gross after a while. So you're doing the social distancing thing. I mean, are you taking that seriously right now?
Well, I mean, they here in Denver, they've closed the restaurants. They're canceling the Eagles concert at the Pepsi Center. I mean, it's not like you have a choice.
That's true.
What am I going to do?
So what are you going to do virtually? I mean, you're doing live streaming, you're doing videos. Are you going to
podcasting? Great time to be a podcaster.
Nice.
Or a content creator of any kind, blogger, YouTuber, live streamer, podcasting, all of that. The people they're stuck in front of their computers at home. They're going to be looking for content. Give them content.
Yeah, you just have to jump in with both feet and get started. Name drop some of your friends that the masses can start to take a look at. We know that there are people like Pat Flynn in the world that have guides out there for free on how to start your own podcast, for example. Like name drop some friends that people should go take a look at that are doing really great stuff online in your mind.
Well, I mean, definitely Pat, John Lee Dumas, has got content out there for training as well. In the area of YouTube, Nick Nimmin and Brian G. Johnson are really great at teaching people how to create a YouTube channel, and then how to make great videos and thumbnails and descriptions and market your videos and grow your YouTube channel. In content creation realm, Copyblogger is still, copyblogger.com is still a go-to source for learning how to blog.
Ray Edwards is going to be on the panel as well. Ray Edwards, if you want to learn about copywriting.
Ray is such an amazing human being. When do you have him on?
Friday. We have a panel between Heather Hubbard and Kayvon. And so that's going to be really exciting.
I don't know who else you've got coming on. I'm sure it's star-studded, but you guys mark your calendar for Ray. There's something about him that when he speaks, there's wisdom just dripping from every word. And I really encourage you to make sure that you definitely bookmark that.
Yeah, that He's Friday. He's going to be doing multiple panels. Actually, we got Bob Berg coming in next.
Oh,
we have
another guy. Bookmark that one. Don't miss
Mark
Bob,
them all, man. I'm telling you, this
the
lineup
go-giver.
is amazing.
Tell Bob I said hi.
Yeah, I definitely will. Well, Joel, as we wrap up, Jennifer Kem is going to be coming on shortly. Any last words of wisdom, anything that you want to share besides telling everybody it's mandatory to start a watch party right now? I mean, for example, just to try to prompt you.
Yeah, what she said. Stay cool, King. You've seen the don't panic memes, right? Don't panic. Stay cool. This will pass. Everything's going to be okay. Do your thing and share your passion and value with the world.
Awesome. Well, Joel, I just want to thank you. I freaking love you, man. I adore you. I just appreciate that you always try to channel people into fun, calm, do the right thing, be a good human, contribute to society. So thank you for all of the impact that you've had on me. Thank you for being here in the live stream. We are going to bring Jen Kem. Some people know her as Jen Kem. Jen, I just heard that you and Joel Comm may not know each other. Is that true? Can that be? Have you ever been around Joel? Know him?
I have read Joel's books, and I once a long time ago, but it's been a while. So I know
nice
of
to see you,
Joel. Nice to meet.
And now I know all the Jen Kem. Well, I'm going to let you girls take it away. Thanks again for having me, Amber. Appreciate you. You're doing a good thing.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So we have Jennifer on the line. It looks like there you go. There you came back. We have Jennifer on the line, and oh my gosh, am I excited about this conversation. Thank you so much for being here, Jen. We were introduced through two people, actually. The first one was through Susie Carter just a couple of weeks ago, who is also going to be on our Elevate Leader panel. And then also most recently by Heather Hubbard, who you guys saw yesterday in the kickoff meeting. And Jen, I have to tell you, I'm very excited about this conversation. I did go to your Facebook page. I watched your 30-minute live stream that you had recently telling people what to do during this state of coronavirus, how to get your business online. I know she'll be coming right back in, so that's totally fine. But to introduce and set up this session, Jen is a brand and business futurist. She's even working with Fortune 500 companies. She's working with small business owners, solopreneurs, coaches, and, she has a Master Brand Institute out of San Francisco, and she really helps people to get seen, heard, and profit more. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Jen, I just read a bit of your bio, and also let people know that I did get a chance to go to your Facebook page. So you can go check out her on Facebook and get a sense of her message. She has a 30-minute video replay up on her Facebook page, which I watched this morning. And I found it to be very powerful because she was talking about how to be prudent, that you must continue marketing in your business. She talked about, how to sell during this time, how to be creative. So there's a lot of powerful things that she shared inside of her most recent live stream. And I see that we're still having some technical difficulties here with her live stream. And if that continues to happen, I'm just going to tell her, maybe we turn the camera off. If that continues to happen, I'm happy to riff off of what she spoke about inside of that live stream, because there's a lot of really great information. Jen, I'm sorry you're having some internet issues there. If it continues, we can always take the camera off too. But I did just share your bio, talked a little bit about your recent live stream. So I just want to welcome you if you are available here. I think this is interesting because as the world comes online, we might experience some internet issues. That might be normal.
Exactly. I hope you can hear me now, Amber.
I can.
I'm going to go ahead and take off my video because
I
it's
think that-
more, I think our conversation is more important than my face.
Yeah.
So
I see a beautiful picture of you.
well, thank you. And thanks for your patience,
No,
yours,
it's
as
great.
well as everyone listening. And yeah, it's crazy. I have one of the most, the fastest speeds, of course, that I can put in both my house and my office. And because, you know, we're running a business and
Right.
it's
Same.
still affecting everyone. So
Well, I imagine the whole world is going online all at once. I mean, I can't even imagine how companies are keeping up with the bandwidth issues.
totally. Yeah.
But I did get a chance to read your bio. I was telling them I saw your live stream on your Facebook page. You talking about staying prudent, keeping your marketing going, making things experiential, what to do with your past and existing clients, bringing in creativity. Just loved what you had to say in that training. Thank you so much for putting that out in the world.
Thank you. I mean, at the moment that this started to happen and I could smell that this was going to have a massive impact, obviously, on our businesses and our lives, I knew that I needed to, at least with my experience of really coming through a massive recession in 2008. Obviously, this is even more elevated because in 2008, everything didn't just shut down. It took a little bit longer, whereas this particular moment in time has us all having to really respond and unfortunately react in a way that can be a little, not a little, very scary. And so I just felt that what I've learned over the past 10 years and not just how I responded to that situation, but recovered could help other people. And so I just felt motivated to do it.
It's amazing. And I'm so looking forward to this conversation because so much of what you said in that video aligns with exactly my beliefs as well. I am going to pause and ask the viewers right now, whether you are watching live or on replay, please, please help me get Jen's message out by clicking on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It says Start Watch Party. I can't even tell you how important that is so that you can help us tell other people about this really important information that Jen is just about to share. What do we do both mentally and professionally so that we can be seen, be heard, and profit more during this time? So please start a watch party, engage in the conversation. And just a reminder that in exchange for our time and value, we are asking you to donate to COVID and economic relief organizations. Today, we are highlighting COVID-19 Response Fund.org. Information about that will be in the comments below. So Jen, I want to just kick it off by inviting you to share honestly, just like what is in your mind and in your heart to share with people. If you had this one platform, this one moment to try to get a message out to people, what should we be thinking? What should we be doing right now?
I think the main thing that I want to come across as important is that everyone is a leader. Everyone. And leadership of self is actually more important than leadership of others. And this is a time where we get to look at ourselves as human beings and how we play a role in the greater collective of what's happening in the world. And so for that reason, there are so many benefits. And I know that sounds possibly controversial to some of you listening, but I believe there are so many benefits to what's happening right now. Obviously, it's scary. Obviously, I'm not trying to, downplay that or say that it's not critical. Obviously, I mean, even in my own city right now, I live in California, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we are on mandatory lockdown until April 7th, mandatory. So everything's closed today. It was just announced last night. And so our children are at home, which for many of us, that's just being cooped up in the house can be inconvenient. So what I want you to understand is that you're not alone because it's affecting all of us. And so the main thing is to look for what are the benefits, not to bypass what's happening, but truly what are the benefits of what's happening right now? And there are a lot in terms of the list that I put down for myself personally. And to me, when you take that action to do that, to take the simple act of journaling, truly, what are all the benefits or the yeses of why this thing happening is great for me and great for my business? Because you have to look at yourself first, because then you can look at it with open eyes and awareness and say, wow, first of all, I'm grateful for this because it's allowing me to work on me. It's allowing me to see myself as part of the greater whole. Because what's happened with the digital era, with the ability for all of us to Google our answers instead of having as much critical thought as we had in the past, is that now we're kind of forced to look at those things and do things that we're not doing. And I'm calling it like we have an opportunity to put a pause on this, what I call 7-Eleven lifestyle that we've all become accustomed to. And what I mean by 7-Eleven, it's like this convenient,
oh my goodness, yeah.
Right? Like you can't just drive, you literally can't even drive anywhere at the moment without, potentially impacting another human, right? Because obviously many of us who are of good health, it doesn't affect us directly in that way, but we are all carriers. And so can we be carriers of leadership right now is really the opportunity. So what I want to say really in summary is that life is cyclical, and this is a cycle right now that's happening to remind us that the things that are inconvenient actually can serve us and can make us better helpers and better servers. And so that's kind of how I'm approaching it. My team's approaching it, and what we're teaching our clients, and as many people as we can share with that notion. And so thank you, Amber, for putting this together, because I know what it takes to even put a summit like this together to be able to serve the greater community. So thank you, because it's a lot of investment of time, energy, and money. And and I think that's the other thing I want to say is that productivity wise, an entrepreneur's greatest task from a tactical perspective, in my opinion, is what I call managing your TEM or your TEM, your time, your energy, and your money in a way that supports your growth and your sanity and your leadership. And so you investing your TEM, your TEM right now with us like this, Amber, and inviting people, it's a big deal. And so I just also want to encourage people to share this watch party too, because this is the messaging we need in the world right now, is how we can adapt and be with what's happening right now.
That means so much to me. Thank you. It really is just this calling to step up and lead. And selfishly, it is a good distraction to me right now. I feel like my unique ability is connection, building relationships, using my voice, bringing great people together. And so it just kind of the stars sort of aligned for me to do this, but it's been a lot of effort to get this off the ground so quickly. And it's so exciting though, to see the way that everybody is responding. Mm-hmm. In fact, I was telling Joel Comm that just yesterday we had 6 speakers contact me saying, I got to be on the series. Like, what can I do? And so we're actually within the next 24 hours developing an ambassador program where you can, we'll give you branding, we'll give you an agenda, we'll tell you how to do it. And you can start running your own live streams for your community, inviting your colleagues to join you. And it's just, I really see how this is going to create such a beautiful impact in the world over coming weeks. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, the power of momentum during catalytic moments.
Yeah.
Is something that especially since we're talking about business and our ability as leaders who own businesses or are running businesses can support the world right now. Yeah. The best and the most ethical leaders use moments like this to serve. And as a byproduct, your business can stay afloat, which is a great thing, right? That's good for the economy. We can't afford for the economy to collapse. Mm-hmm. And so, and I say that not to be scary or provocative. That's really what happened in the last recession, is that there was no mindfulness around the fact that we do still have to get our messages out, and that we have to support businesses, both local and digital, right, to keep us going. So
I have a question that I want to ask you, and I wasn't planning on this originally, but I want to touch on homeschooling for a moment, right? Because that is affecting so many people right now. I have a 3-year-old. Today is his last day at school. So as of tomorrow, we're adding homeschooling on top of managing the business and everything else. And I know for me personally, I'm also a firefighter wife. So there's that, added level of complexity. And I was wondering, what advice you would give to business owners who are trying to stay afloat during this time, or grow during this time, or serve during this time, where they also have the added pressure and responsibility of leading at home. One thing might be that comes to mind is I know that I have been looking at, number one, not trying to keep the same operation going as I've been used to, but instead looking at how I can rearrange my schedule so that I can be really present for family, and then maybe do calls at different times than I would have a couple of weeks ago, for example. Also, not comparing myself to anybody else. And I know I'm using myself as the example here, but multiply that times everybody in the world. Do you have any advice for people on what they can be doing to try to juggle both things right now?
Oh, it's such a hard thing, right? I am with you because I have a 5-year-old son, and he has been home actually since Thursday. They last Thursday they announced that they were going to go on hold until April 7th as well, even before the city shut down. And man, there's been a lot of board games, and back to homeschooling. So let me just share what we're doing, because I think that that's the best I can do. Thank you for sharing what you're doing, because you're already kind of looking at your schedule. That's exactly what I'm doing. Basically, first of all, having a business, the good news is my husband, we call him the CEO of our life, and I'm the CEO of the business. And he
So cool,
and he plays a role in the business, but not, I'm the CEO, and he's really making sure that our home front is well. So I feel like I have a lot of privileged that I've set that up that way, but it wasn't easy, first of all, to set it up that way. We've been doing this since Noah was born 5 years ago. We had planned it before he was born, because I have 2 older daughters. I have a 23-year-old and I have a 19-year-old. And so this is not my first rodeo. Let's just put it that way. And so the good news, and even in the video that you mentioned that I did on my Facebook business page, I mentioned that I know we have to focus obviously on what's right in front of us. But right now is a great time to plan for the future if this ever happens again. It's something sociopolitical or economic. So let's just talk about, so I've set it up. I've fought, I'll use those words even, to keep this. My husband left a 6-figure job, 5.5 years ago, when we decided, hey, we're going to go all in on this business, and so that we can raise our son to have at least us around and be able to flex. And so we have that arrangement. So I just want to be completely,
that's awesome.
transparent about that. And my heart is with people, especially like you, who have spouses who are first responders right now, or are nurses or doctors. It's tough, and so, but I'll just tell you though, even though that's the case, I can't go to my office. So we'd set it up where I actually have an office. I go into it. I don't work from home during the day. It's on purpose, so we can kind of have what I call a separation of church and state.
Yep.
Now, we don't have that right now, right? So I have to be home, and that's probably why I can't show my video right now, because even though I have really supposedly fast internet, I'm sure everyone's at home eating up the bandwidth here. So what we're doing is, but here's the other thing. My son goes to traditional school. So so to your point, we are now having to homeschool him. So the first thing is what we're doing, which I'm really excited about, is our local school district. I think what a lot of people aren't realizing is a lot of the school districts are mobilizing right now, that I've been reading up on, where they're actually helping create the curriculum for you at home. So I'm seeing a lot of parents, right? They're kind of going, oh, I got to go buy stuff. And again, I don't mind feeding the economy, but if that's what you want to do, great. But to just go from non-homeschool mom or dad to now homeschool, that's a big transition. And I like the idea of bridging my confidence in this area using the curriculum from the school. So I looked there first. And the good news is, in our district, they literally said, just take a pause, rest with your kids, be with your kids, explain what's going on right now. Don't freak out that they didn't go to school, quote unquote, on Monday or Tuesday right now. Focus on spending a little time with them and going about your daily activity inside your house, so that your kids aren't freaked out mentally too. Because this is also a mental trigger. So that's the first thing. And so we're just going to get a little organized today. Like my husband and I were like, okay, we're going to open up the school district's curriculum and see if it's going to work for us. And then I think that's the other thing is like, I'm not putting this pressure on for my kids to be, straight A, like getting, the most important math and reading and during
that's
the time.
such a good point. Like, how much pressure should we be putting on ourselves right now? Like,
and our kids too, right? Like, okay, are they really gonna get hurt academically if we lessen the workload for them at home as well? And frankly, the benefit to us is I think our kids need us more to spend time with them at the moment. And if we have more time in the house, we got to keep ourselves sane, right? Too, because we're transitioning here. So I would say this, I think taking the pressure off to be like, oh, we need to maintain this level of
perfection.
Totally, it's total BS. It's going to mess everything up and us up, and it's going to cause more trauma than what's happening already right now for all of us that we're dealing with. And so I would say like, take off the expectation hat, especially around homeschooling. And I'm going to just be as honest as possible. Like, if you don't teach your kids for 2 weeks, they're not going to be set back a million years. Okay.
Well, you're going to be teaching them other things, that life skills that aren't taught in schools that are very valuable. Like, so there's that too.
Correct. So whatever you decide, I think is the right decision. Meaning, if it's like, hey, you know what, for 2 weeks, we're going to just do art, and we're going to, even use, I'm going to even say like yesterday. Okay. So I have a crystal collection. I've always loved rocks, and I've collected minerals my whole life. Awesome. And so that's just something personal about me. But what's interesting is there was this documentary on Amazon Prime last night, and I used it as a science project with my son. We watched Amazon Prime. It was the Crystal Cave documentary about the biggest cave they found with crystals in Mexico. And I talked about, look at how this mineral is created. And I know it sounds like, oh yeah, you just want to stick your kid on Netflix, or, well, actually, no, I sat and watched it with him and we talked about it. And I'm unapologetic about, I think that was a science project and I enjoyed it too, and I think that's what we need to do, because all of a sudden now we have to become school teachers. If we're not good at that, why are we trying to become that? But if you are good at that, that's fantastic. What a great time also to test out homeschooling if you've been on the fence and thinking about it. So those are my thoughts around that.
So awesome. Honestly, I knew it. Seriously, I have so enjoyed just getting to know you in the short period, just a couple weeks ago. Of course, I naturally first went to your website and I'm like looking all about you, because I take each connection personally, and I really want to know the people that I'm engaging with. And it's just been a real pleasure. I mean, everything that you say, you're so level-headed, logical, you're smart, you've got great perspective. So thank you for saying all of that. I think that was excellent advice. I would also add that if you are in this situation, you have the ability to be open and honest with your customers. If you feel like it gets to that point, you don't have to like pretend you have everything perfectly under control all the time. If you're in a situation where, you know what, you are a single parent, you're home alone, you want to be a good parent to your child, thank you for that. And then you just need to be open and honest with your clients about what they should expect from you. Hey,
100%.
I'm normally available 9 to 5. My schedule has shifted because of this situation. I will now be available in block hours, here to here, here to here, here to here. And maybe you temporarily hire an assistant that could come in to fill the void. But I think people will understand we're all in the same boat, and that's a beautiful thing. It's not like you're alone right now. We're all in it together.
Absolutely.
So that said, Jen, in our last time here, I feel called to talk to you about a point that you made in your video about continuing to market yourself during this time. Unless there's something else that you feel called to share. I know that we are so lucky we get you back again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern on a panel between myself and Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer. So we do get you back again tomorrow, which is great. But I felt called, you made that point about don't stop marketing. First of all, you should never stop marketing.
100%.
But especially now, don't stop marketing. Don't stop those Facebook ads. Don't stop telling people about your services. Perhaps there's a a way to go about it. But I wondered, could you expand on that for us a little bit more?
Absolutely. So, as you said, marketing is the lifeblood of people knowing you, right? And right now, people are looking for the helpers. As Mr. Rogers has said, look for the helpers, right? They're here. And if you're a true helper, which I believe most entrepreneurs, at least the ones that I care about and want to be around and create community around, actually care, just like you, Amber, who, you're doing this because you want to continue to spread not just positive messages, but useful messaging, right? That can help people stay afloat if they're entrepreneurs at this time and get through this. And so marketing is a requirement of that. And, it gets a bad rap, right? But it's really, really important. I want to just share 2 ways you can still market yourself in a way that will really help and help people see who they should listen to. Because here's the other thing. There are people right now who are taking advantage of this situation in, frankly, a non-ethical way, because that's what happens, right? And
and that's what scares off the rest of us.
Correct. And so here's the way that you can really market your business in a high integrity way all the time. But right now, I think could be 2 good focus areas for you, if you will. So the first is, who have you worked with? And so, meaning testimonials, who have you worked with? And not to brag, which usually too, it's like, you shouldn't use testimonials to brag. It's mainly about showcasing, hey, so here's a person in my community who is still doing their thing because I taught them how to do it. For example, I'll actually give you a real example. 2 days ago, obviously this is the time to really, if you have a community of customers and clients that you serve them even more, right? Yes. They need you the most, right? And so go deeper with them than you have ever gone before. And I'll give you an example. I have this amazing woman, her name's Shifra. She's in San Diego. She has actually a new business, and it's called Social Bridge. Talk about timing. Okay. And Social Bridge is about connecting local people to elderly people to make sure that they still feel cared for. Okay. So she has this business idea 3 months ago, and she comes to my company, and she says, hey, how do I get this started and build this brand? And so 2 days ago, I'm on the call because now I'm going live with my people every single day in our community. And that's, I think, again, that's when I say testimonials or audience, focus on them. Mm-hmm. I'm going, what do you guys need right now? How can I help you right now get your message out there? And Shifra was like, I have this idea, but I think I need this technology. And I'm like, honey, you don't need technology. What you need is you need to band together with your local, the people that would help you, and reach out to the elderly population just in your neighborhood. Don't worry about any of the zip codes outside of your zip code. Just focus there. And what can you do to use other technology like Nextdoor? Nextdoor is an app that, people can use to help other people, right? And so that advice that I gave her, when usually I'll talk to them like once a week, but I've been going live every single day with them. Just how can we get your message out? How can you get seen and heard still during this time? Yep. She did it. Check this out. Today, she got featured on the local news. They were following them around in the neighborhood. Yeah, so that they were bringing supplies to their elderly neighbors and using gloves and putting it on the doorstep so that there was still.
Gosh, I love that.
But that was the second point I wanted to make, is like the media right now wants great stories about helpers. Period. How are we helping each other, whether it's through digital means or like using like a Shifra example, her example, how can we help? And so using and leveraging the media right now, which is an authority amplifier, right? If you focused on helping, and then why not say, hey, check out what we're doing over here and we're collectively doing together. They want to see those powerful stories, and they want to help spread that news. And so that's the news we need spread too right now, is how helpers are helping. And so those are my 2 ideas right now. I mean, I could have some more tomorrow, but right now that we're doing is like spending way more time with our audience and helping them get seen and heard, period. And then by the means of them doing that, it's actually helping your business because it's showing that you're helping them. There's that synergistic, exchange of of the win, and then letting, utilizing the media in a powerful way right now to showcase your expertise and how you're helping people. These are two high authority and high integrity ways to get seen and heard right now. And we're doing it, and it's really helping support our community.
That's such good advice. Thank you for that. And I am just sitting here in total like awe of this series so far. I mean, we're only 4 sessions in, and I'm just thinking the value that is being translated is just amazing. So Jen, I just want to thank you for your time. I know that a lot of people are probably wanting to pick your brain right now. Thank you for donating your time here for us today. And I can't wait for our time together tomorrow at 12 with Wes. I would really appreciate it for anybody who is watching live or the replay. Please drop a comment below. Let us know what was a big aha that you got out of our time today with Joel and with Jen. Tag them, thank them. Come on, let's show them the love. This was really, really wonderful. And stay tuned on our Facebook page, the NGNG Facebook page. Go and like it. Choose to see us first, even if it's temporarily during the duration of this series, so you can get total access to the upcoming live streams. I think we have 3 tomorrow, maybe 4. And we're going live every single day, and it's going to be really powerful. We have more than 30 Elevate leaders who have committed their time. Often, many of the panelists, just like Jen, are going to be going live multiple different times. So we're going to choreograph different conversations. It's going to be awesome. Jen, thank you so much for your time again today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Amber, thank you for donating your time and bringing us together and being a helper. I really, really appreciate you and love that I know you now. This is so, it just warms my heart and makes me feel so good to know that we are part of something greater than ourselves. So thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of